Karina Geary, and this is Micho.
I'm at USC and my major is pre-law.
He was actually born outside of our house, and she had 3 little kittens, and Micho was one of them. So we took all 3 of them inside, and the mom.
Micho is the ideal cat. Before he even got sick, we were just continuously saying like, he's a perfect house cat. My dad will go and like hang his hand over it and he'll just try to jump at it, and we try to see how high he can jump, and it's really funny. He had his neutering surgery, came back, he was fine. Everything was fine for a couple of days, and then Micho was starting to act a lot more lethargic, eating less, just kind of moping around the house. He started developing a fever, and all of a sudden his breathing started really rapid. So up to 100 breaths a minute, and shallow breaths. And he was hanging over the stairs. We just couldn't imagine losing him. Eventually, they were thinking that it was FIP, which is like the coronavirus for the cats. We were just so heartbroken and saddened because it seemed like a death sentence. And they gave us some antibiotics. So when we brought him back home thinking that we wouldn't have much more time with him, but his breathing went back to normal, went back down to 25 breaths a minute, and he's back to himself now. By the grace of God, by some miracle, we were so glad to be able to rule out that it was any sort of heart thing, any sort of other issue that we wouldn't have been able to do if we didn't have any of the funds that were provided. When we found out that the studies were going to be so expensive, we just didn't know what to do. I'm a student, and my dad and my parents didn't have the financial resources to be able to pay for it. And I finished with the application by 6, and it took just a couple hours to get the money approved, and we were just so astonished. I mean, they told us, they said, it's usually pretty quick, but I did not expect it to be that quick. I couldn't believe the amount of support that there was out there, and also just the kindness that so many people have. There's so many people out here who have been through something similar like this. Now they're being able to help other people in similar situations, and that's just so amazing. There's no replacement for a pet that you have already become so enamored with and your entire family loves so much. There's no replacement for that. I know. He's agreeing, right? You're agreeing with me.